It is Tuesday, November 11th, 2025. This is another off-season edition of Baseball Today. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I'm Chris Rose, producer Dan, along for the ride as well. It is Veterans Day around this great country of ours, so obviously let's pay homage to our veterans out there. I saw a lot of wonderful sporting pieces, particularly the NFL variety over the last several days, things that'll obviously kind of chill you and, for the amazing bits of service that have been done over, the last century plus in this country. So when you have time, make sure you thank anybody that has been in the military today, please.
Yeah, and you got to go do it because I feel like almost every single person that I've encountered that comes back from serving, whether it's recently or years past, they're like very, very humble about it. Don't love to brag or talk about it, which I think is really cool. But yeah, I think if you know somebody, reach out and say thank you because that's obviously very, very important to our country.
Absolutely. Baseball's always had great ties throughout the sport. I mean, many of the legendary major leaguers, during World War II and the Korean War, they stopped playing and went and served for this country. I've got a brother-in-law, Mark Schwartzman, who served over in Desert Storm. So, everybody has somebody that they're either friendly with or is related to. And so it's important to do this 365 days a year to thank them for giving, the ultimate sacrifice and laying their lives on the line so that we can do these things. But it's always important to just go up and say thank you, even if they just say, you got it. It's our pleasure. That's it. A little tip of the cap as we get going to Kyle Hendricks, who's reportedly calling it a career after a dozen major league seasons. He was the last Link to stay in Chicago of that 2016 team, and this is the last time we're showing him taking the mound there. He did spend one more year out with the LA Angels, and that's the area where he grew up. And I remember talking to him spring training last year, and he was telling me how excited he was just to come back to the ballpark where he grew up. But this is really where he grew up, was on the north side of Chicago, and an amazing pitcher. It lasted that long when he barely threw 90.
I got to face him a ton, Chris, and he was a guy that, I don't want to call it a dying breed, but I think it's a dying breed, a true pitcher, a guy that reads your swing from pitch to pitch, sees what your mechanics are doing that day and goes off of that. I wish we had more guys like him in the league. It seems like we're prioritizing stuff over pitchability, although there's still some guys that do it. I'll Andrew Abbott and some others. But Kyle Hendricks, a great career, brought the title to Chicago. And again, like a really fun at bat because it truly was a chess match against him.
People don't think of him first, second, fifth, probably 10th most important player on that 2016 team, but he did finish third in the Cy Young that year.
Yes.
He won the ERA title, and he was actually the starting pitcher in Game 7 of the World Series and was shutting Cleveland down, and for some reason, Joe Madden took him out. And that was the only reason that the then Tribe got back in that game. So I was happy to see him out of that game.
It was like him and Dallas Keuchel. They just kept the barrel off the ball.
Interesting.
Gosh.
Interesting. All right, let's get to it. Award season got started on Monday with Rookie of the Year. Congratulations to Atlanta's catcher Drake Baldwin and the A's Nick Kurtz, who won the honor unanimously over in the American League. So let's start in the American League, and it's the reason I'm wearing my big elephant hat today, green and yellow out there for Nick Kurtz, who was absolutely incredible. Obviously, the biggest thing we're going to remember is his 4-home run game in Houston, but as we're putting up his numbers on the screen, this is truly one of the great rookie seasons that we have ever seen.
He got hot and stayed hot the entire year. We heard a lot about this guy. The comparison when he first came up was Jim Thome, which, you do not take lightly, a guy like that. And I want to say he lived up to it and maybe more, Chris, because it wasn't just pull side power. You're seeing a bunch of balls go to left center, to left field, hit like he's a righty. Mm-hmm. And when you have guys like that who also can take a walk, that's where the magic lies. This guy is going to be the real deal for many years to come. This isn't a fluke season. This isn't because he plays at a AAA park. Although, I'm sure that helped a little bit with some of the power numbers, but his power it's real. I truly believe it plays anywhere. and we're looking at a guy that's probably going to make his way into some MVP races here very, very shortly.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very soon. Yeah, I talked with Lawrence Butler on Dugout Discussions about him, and he said outside of the obvious, like, big three where you're talking Judge, Ohtani, and Soto, there aren't many guys that you would rather draft when it comes to strictly striking the baseball at this point. And I didn't think that it was hyperbole. I didn't think it was too much too soon, because when you watch him play, he really has got the grasp, right? He came up and then he went on a little bit of a, like, 10-day stretch where maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it was, where he looked like, oh my God, is he going to be one of those guys that's up here and then they send him down? And then after that, nothing. It felt like there was never a slump with him.
These numbers could improve too, Chris, because he is like a platoonish guy. Not great against lefties, and I guarantee. I mean, they're going to give him at bats against lefties. It's not going to be a guy that sits. So the more bats that he gets against them, the better he's going to be. His slash line against lefties this year was 197, 261, 423. Like, those numbers are going to go up, and look out. Like, this guy, he's going to be a 1-dot guy, or at least a high nines guy. As far as OPS goes, in the big leagues, that's the elite category of hitters.
Yeah. Two other things before we move on to the NL winner. Kurt's third rookie in the modern era, so that's since 1900, with at least 450 plate appearances, to also have an OPS over 170. Judge and Jose Abreu, and obviously Jose Abreu, slightly different hitter, came over here when he was already a defined player from Cuba. And the other thing is that his teammate Wilson finishes second, so they're the first set of teammates in the American League to go 1-2 since 1984, when I believe that Alvin Davis and Mark Langston went 1-2 for the Seattle Mariners. So pretty cool for the A's, who are an interesting club, certainly offensively. Meantime, Drake Baldwin, OPS over 800. He ends up winning the honor. Cade Horton of the Cubs finished second. I have to be honest with you. Out of all of the people that are up for the awards, he is the guy that I watched the least amount this year. I think it's probably in part because the Braves were never a factor, it felt like, after May. So I just didn't stop on a ton of their games. I would see highlights of his, and when I went and looked at his numbers here today, I was pleasantly surprised to see what a kick-ass season this kid had. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, it's awesome, and he got it because Sean Murphy got hurt early in the year, so they were he had a good spring training, kind of forced the Braves' hand into giving him a job, and ended up, just kind of sticking around, hitting the entire season. I mean, he's a guy that he crushes fastballs. I think there's a little bit of work defensively that he can get in. Most of it's like framing metrics, though, which, next year is going to be a lot different. I'm so curious to see how we're going to start judging catchers with the ABS and the challenge system coming. But we're talking about a guy, Chris, you got the numbers up right here. 126 OPS for a catcher. I mean, that's real deal, especially for a 24-year-old. And again, just like I said about Kurtz, more at bats in the big leagues means better pitch selection, better swing decisions. I mean, this gives Atlanta is in such a good place. I think, I know this year wasn't great for them, but I think they have money to spend. I think they have we know they have good contracts with some of their stars. And here we go, another guy making league minimum that's putting up all-star level numbers. So I expect a lot out of Atlanta this offseason and going into next year, and Baldwin's a big part of that.
Yeah, we've talked about what an advantage is. You like to call it a cheat code when your catcher can actually hit. So Atlanta's obviously found something special. Just doing a little background research on Drake Baldwin. He's from Madison, Wisconsin, and he actually led the state in goals scored his junior year as a hockey player. He was a left winger. He had 43
Help me
goals.
out, bro. I need it.
Right? Like, we don't usually see the baseball-hockey combo. There's,
That's so interesting.
Baseball, football, sometimes baseball hoops, other sports, but the baseball-hockey combo was...
And not a goalie.
Right. You would think goalie based on what he did. And actually, metrically, he was pretty good at blocking balls last season. So I thought, yeah, okay, goalie. No, 43 goals his junior year in pucks. Okay. Way to go, Drake Baldwin.
Okay, Drake.
Yeah. All right. Good for both those guys. All right, time to preview the rest of the awards week, and we're going to start off with the big ones, all right, the MVPs, and that'll be last on the line. That's going to be announced on Thursday, and we'll start in the American League because it felt like we were talking about it the last 3 months of the year. Do you think that if Seattle's Cal Raleigh wins the AL honor, it's going to be because of Judge fatigue?
I don't. I think it'll be because of storylines and record-breaking moments. The homers for a catcher, switch hitter, all those things. I think that does play, and we talked about this on the show quite a bit, Chris. When you go back in time and you look at the stats of MVP winners, the guy with the best overall statistics, especially just offensive statistics, doesn't always win.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the times, like the storyline plays into it. So I do think we do. I think we have Judge fatigue and Ohtani fatigue. I think that's a real thing. But if Cal wins, it won't be because of Judge fatigue. It'll be because of the 60 homer mark. It'll be because of the record breaking mark of those homers, and then just I think Seattle's ballpark plays into it. The fact that they made the playoffs again, like I think the storylines fit with Cal more than the Judge fatigue, which again I believe we do have. But I don't think that'll be the reason that he wins if he does. And I don't think he does.
You don't think he does win it?
No.
I would vote for Aaron Judge, but I can understand why people would be behind Cal Raleigh 100%. And here's what I'm not looking forward to. Whatever way it does play out, and I think it would actually be a bigger story if Cal won it, because I think many more people would be up. And because the Yankees fan base is so loud in the sport, that I think that there would be a swing and say, how the hell did we F this up? How did we get it all wrong? And I don't want it to turn into the Jordan-LeBron debate, which I think is the most meaningless in sports. Like, who cares? At the end of the day, if you think that Jordan's one and LeBron's two, great. If you think I'm the second best broadcaster in the history role, I'd be, hell yeah, I'm in. Sign me up. Great. I'm not. I'm not even the second best broadcaster on this podcast. But so you understand my point. Like, it's so silly that we have those arguments. Now, if Cal Raleigh wins, I think it's going to be because people place a serious value, even more so than WAR does, in what he does behind the dish. And I really don't think that we factor in enough how beat down the catchers get, how they can't move their hands and their fingers by August, and the guy was still mashing and, doing some of his best power work when Seattle needed him most to win the AL West, and then to do what he did in the playoffs, which obviously does not factor in to the MVP voting. But I can certainly understand it.
I mean, it is a very, very difficult position, the catcher position. And you mentioned it's not only on the body, which does get worn down, it's the mind too, having to go. And we say it, and I don't think even myself, I don't give it enough credence. Like going and having to deal with all those damn pitchers and their egos, and you got to stroke them, and then you got to make sure they're feeling good. Like that takes a toll. Mm-hmm. Like hitting in the big leagues is hard enough. Trying to figure out what you're going to do at the plate when you don't have to worry about all those pitchers is tough. But the fact that he's able to do that, I think the park factor is big in this too, because Seattle, by far the worst hitting park in all of the big leagues, and especially for homers. Yankee Stadium, third best. Actually, Dodger Stadium rated out the best home run hitting park this year, with Cincinnati right behind it. All those things being said, Dan, put the freaking Judge numbers back up. Look at these numbers, Chris.
Insane.
We can't forget. Like, this is insane. First of all, 331 for a guy that hit 53 homers in today's game is nuts. 457 OBP is crazy. This guy had an OPS plus of 215. I know he's not a catcher. I don't think you can ignore these numbers, Chris.
No, you can't. He won the batting title in the American League. His OPS was 110 points higher, not than Cal Raleigh, than the guy who's expected to win the NL MVP, Shohei Ohtani. It was almost 200 points higher than Cal Raleigh. I mean, the numbers are ridiculous.
I'll say this. I think Judge is going to win. I think Cal Raleigh is going to get a bunch of first place votes, but I think Judge ends up taking him.
Well, 14 MVP races, and this is since the current voting system was established in 1938 for the Baseball Writers of America. 14 MVP races have been decided by 10 points or fewer. That doesn't mean 10 votes. It's 10 points, right? You get points values based on where you finish in the voting. There was a tie in 1979. Keith Hernandez and Willie Stargell split the NL MVP honors. Would you be okay with a tie, or would you feel kind of like, oh, man, that's weird?
I don't know. Ties always make me feel weird.
Yeah, they do. We had it in the NFL, too. Brett Favre and Barry Sanders split, I want to say it was the 97 MVP.
These guys are only going to get first and second place votes. Like, there's none of these guys are getting a third place vote.
Right. Jose Ramirez will not get a first place vote.
Yeah.
Or at least he shouldn't. I can't say
unless you
won't.
vote. Unless you're voting.
Nope. I wouldn't vote for him.
Good.
I'd vote for him third.
Nice of you.
I'd vote for him third.
Who's the guy that covers them for the Athletic? Zach Meisel?
Yes. And then Paul Hoynes covers them for the...
Shout out those guys.
I don't even know if they're called the Plain Dealer anymore. I've kind of lost track. Let us know. What do you think is going to happen in this vote? Would you be... I want to hear from people that are baseball fans like us, but don't have a dog in the fight. How do you see it? But I do want to hear from you Yankee fans and Mariner fans as well. You can
do you want to hear
from I do, actually. I'm curious where everybody is. And I'll leave it at this. When I talked to Austin Hedges about this on Dugout Discussions, he said, as a catcher, the thing that fans don't understand is how much you have to think. Your brain can never be off. And when he misses less than 5 games, now, 30 of those are his DH, but still the rest of them, let's say 125, 130 games are behind the plate. He says Cal Raleigh can never turn his brain off. He can't just coast through an inning because you get yourself killed or your pitcher's going to get shelled. One of those two things will happen. So he said that's what impressed him most, was his ability to stay sharp behind the plate and still do the amount of damage he did it from both sides of the dish. All right, National League. How shocked are you going to be if Shohei does not win this thing unanimously?
Insanely shocked. I mean, the guy that's going up next to him is Kyle Schwarber, who's a DH. I love me some Schwarbs, but we're talking. This is how I like to do this exercise with Shohei, and I think I've come up with this for people that have Shohei fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine this is the first time we ever saw Shohei.
Mm-hmm.
What would you vote? It'd be a unanimous, oh my gosh, this guy's pitching and hitting like this.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, all first place votes, unanimous MVP. I think you have to go year by year like that. It's hard to do it, obviously, because we've seen him and he's set a very high standard for himself. But I'd be absolutely shocked if this wasn't unanimous.
Yep, me too. Well, if you took the pitching out of the equation,
oh gosh,
whose year would you rather have?
You're putting me on the spot here. Let me see Schwarber's numbers.
Do we have Schwarber's numbers, Dan?
I didn't even look at him because I had the answer to this question. I know he had a bunch of homers.
Okay. I guess
I can get him up real quick.
Yeah, let's get those up. I know, because I think that's a great answer, but
Schwarb Daddy.
Here we go.
928 OPS. He had 56 homers, so I think Shohei had 57, correct?
No, he had 55.
55, okay.
Mm-hmm.
One less homer. Schwarber drove in a ton of runs, but Shohei was batting leadoff for most of the year.
Mm-hmm.
928 OPS, 150 OPS plus. They're very similar, which is, I think Shohei had a 179 OPS plus. Very similar, but then, I mean, you add the pitching in, it's a no-brainer.
Then it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I think it'll be unanimous, too. Although somebody might, but once again, if Shohei wins, and this will be his 4th MVP, I believe, right?
Yes.
He had 2 in Anaheim, 1 last year with the Dodgers. This would be his 4th, and only Barry Bonds will have had more. Here we go. Here's your Schwarber stuff. Boy, he does hit some majestic ones.
Dude. Nobody loves Kyle Schwarber more than I do.
Yeah.
I love the swing, the personality. He was in the choir, which is awesome.
Yeah, the leadership skills, everything about him.
That run right there. I mean, this
people
guy
are going to
play in any era of baseball. You'd be like, oh, yeah, he fits.
People are going to be upset if Shohei doesn't win it unanimously. Who voted for him? He should have his vote taken away. I always love that one. Whatever. Let's move to the Cy Young. American League. How close do you think it will end up being between the two left-handers, Skubal and Crochet?
I think really, really close. I do, because I think there are, there's certain statistics that writers alike, Crochet has one more start, but he's got 3 more wins. So I think people will take that into consideration. The ERA is really
Hold on.
close.
You think that the wins thing will factor in?
Well, it used to, and I think some people still might have that view, Chris. I mean, who's voting for this. It's not the young analytical dudes, although that's coming back into it.
It's 30 beat writers who cover the sport.
Is it only 30 people?
I believe that's what it is.
I thought it was more than that. Okay. Yeah, maybe wins don't factor in. I threw that out there because in my head, we're talking about a bunch of people that have been covering the game for a long time that still might value that stat. Okay. In most statistical categories, the ones that I think that are important, Skubal's got them. But you could look at innings pitched. I know it's not much more, but it's another game. Does that mean anything? I don't know. The stats are very close, but I think Skubal has the edge, like I said, in most of the important ones. So I think he does win it, but it'll be pretty close.
Okay. Yeah, it's 30 baseball writers of America members, 2 writers from each of the 15 cities. Although I am pretty sure that, like, Ken Rosenthal has a vote. He gets to vote in one of the categories. I forget, they rotated around. Passan, I imagine, would have a vote, and that's why they're not allowed to talk about who they voted for until after the vote comes out, I believe. So those national writers also do get to pop in there.
Well, I might be seeing an old comparison here.
Okay.
Tell me if I'm right. Is it just 2 innings more for Skubal? Either way.
Let's see here. My innings pitched. No, it's 10 more.
10 more. My whole thing is wrong.
Yeah. Unless this is wrong that I've got in front of me. But I think the point is that they're 1 and 2 in a lot of things. Obviously, in the American League, they were 1 and 2 also in overall major league strikeouts. I think it's going to be very, very close. And I know that there's adjusted park factors for a lot of stats, but I do think that there's something mentally about pitching half of your games at Fenway Park. I think that can destroy some people and harden some other people. Like, it makes them tougher and even better than ever. And I think Crochet just took an enormous step this season. I also think that people like history, that baseball writers in particular love history. And when you get back-to-back Cy Youngs for a guy like Tarik Skubal, nobody's going to sit here and be like, I can't believe Tarik Skubal won a second straight Cy Young. I think it's kind of cool.
So it's 205 and a third innings pitched for Crochet, 195 and a third for Scoobs. Crochet 255 strikeouts to 241 for Scoobs. The thing that I think is the difference for me, and playing third base and infield, it's the walks and the whip. I think that's the most important stat. Keep your defenders on their toes. Keep traffic off the base pass. 0.89 for Scoobs compared to no slouch here, but for Crochet it's a 1.028.
Right. That's a pretty severe difference. I mean, you're talking about incredible stuff out of Skubal.
Yeah.
And it's hard for us to remember the regular season when he was so dominant in the playoffs, but none of that factors into the voting whatsoever. Crochet made the 1 start and was great up in New York against the Yankees in the wild card round, but it feels like that it was such a distant memory. I think it'll be pretty close. I think Skubal ends up winning it.
Hey, can I say this?
Yep.
Both awesome people. Like, we've got to meet both of them, and they've always been so freaking nice.
Yeah. Very, very good. Gracious.
What's up with that?
Yep. NL, Paul Skeens expected to win the honor. Do you think that will make Pirates fans celebrate or just be more frustrated with the status of their franchise?
I think this is very similar to Ohtani with the Angels, where it's like you appreciate the guys he's playing with you, and like you're going to remember that, but like, are we going to remember Paul Skeens as a Pirate when it's all said and done? Like,
I mean, yes.
Are we? Are you going to remember Shohei as an Angel when it's all said and done? No, you're not.
Oh, I think you will. I think
I mean,
you'll
you're going to remember that he played for them, Chris, but he's not going into the freaking Hall of Fame as an Angel.
no, that is accurate.
So, like, I feel like it's a very similar situation with Paul Skeens. And if you ask Angels fans, because I've asked Swilly about this, and Nate Steele, like, they're happy that Shohei played for him. It was awesome. But, like, they didn't really get to see him do what we get to see him do now.
So are you saying that the Pirates fans will end up being more frustrated when they hear his name called after Wednesday?
I think they'll be happy, but obviously a level of frustration. Yeah, because, I mean, he has been so dominant and just, doesn't have a team around him, essentially. Yeah.
It's
I
only
think
going to
I
be
think you can do both. I think you can be very, very happy and very, very frustrated.
well, but only one of those emotions is going to weigh more heavily. I don't think it's a 50-50 split. And I think
No,
the
because I think one's a personal
right.
affection, which you're happy, and then one's a frustrated, that emotion's for the team and
I
ownership.
guarantee you, when you see whomever is covering the Pirates in Thursday's column is going to write, a remarkable season by Paul Skeens just adds to the frustration of the Pirates fan base. I
Yeah, I
think
mean, it's
that's the
true.
headline. I think it is. And this is only the Pirates are one of our oldest teams in this sport, okay? This is only going to be the third time ever that they will have won a Cy Young award. And I'm assuming that he's going to beat out Christopher Sanchez, who had a fantastic year. Do you know either of the other two? You probably don't.
I was just trying to think in my mind. Cy Young's I mean, is it like way back in the day, Chris?
Well, one you were alive for, but you weren't old enough to remember it. I'll give you a hint.
No, I got it. Burt Blyleven.
No.
Dang.
No, Burt Blyleven.
Really?
No. No. He pitched on that 79 team.
That was like the only guess I got.
Okay, so this guy, you might have faced his son. Do you remember Kyle Drabeck?
Okay. Yeah.
Did you face him?
I don't know.
Okay. So his dad, Doug, won it in 1990. Those were those really good Pirates teams with Bonds, Bonilla, Van Slyke, teams that almost made the World Series. And then in 1960, Vern Law ended up winning it. And I mean, we're talking about, these are lifetimes ago. Holy smokes, I can't believe that. I went and looked up Vern Law's stats because I knew the name, but I didn't know. He's still alive. He's 95.
Hell yeah, Vern. Hell yeah. Hey, Burt Blyleven never won a Cy Young. I just learned that. He's in the Hall of Fame. A couple Cy Young 3s, a Cy Young 4, and a Cy Young 7. For the Pirates, I mean, he had some great years.
Does Burt Blyleven still lead Major League Baseball history in home runs allowed?
Ooh, let me see. It's not
bold?
It's not bold anymore.
Mm.
There's nothing. There's no, like, that's usually gold italics on Baseball Reference. I don't see any.
He's like a top 5, top 6 How many strikeouts does he have?
He has 3,701.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of strikeouts. I mean, he pitched
like 23
1 year.
years.
He pitched 325 innings.
We get like 2 guys a year who
40
crack
starts.
200. Huh?
40 starts.
40 starts. Well, 4-man rotation.
I love me some Burt Blyleven, dude. I truly, truly do.
Real quickly on Skeens, he gave up a little bit more than 4 hits per game.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive. Manager of the year very quickly on Tuesday. Any issues if it's the same guys again, Stephen Vogt and Pat Murphy?
I don't have it. They could vote anybody, and I would not have an issue.
You so don't.
Truly how I feel, man. It's truly, and I don't mean disrespect.
No, you do.
I don't. I think it's just an interesting job. I think we the only time where you're making a ton of really tough decisions is like the last week of the season and in the playoffs.
Okay.
That's what I think.
All right. Well,
what say you, Chris?
I think Stephen Vogt's going to end up winning it in the American League when your team comes from, 15 games back and ends up winning the division. I think that will put a little feather in your cap. I think Murphy's only possibility is that Tito, because he got the Reds to the playoffs for the first time in a full season since
Yeah.
2013, but that's more because of the Mets collapse. The Reds only won 83 games. So it was like a 6-game improvement. That's 1 win a month.
Okay.
You know me, I love me some Tito, but I don't think that's enough to take it away from Pat Murphy and what he did with that team, having the best record in baseball. No way. Let us know who's going to win those 6 votes over the next 3 days. Leave them in the comments. Which race are you most closely watching? Thank you. All right, are you ready to level up your collection or get started trading cards? Arena Club's original slab packs bring the thrill of ripping packs combined with the power to buy, sell, and trade all in one place. Arena Club makes it easy to chase grails, to flip slabs, keep your collection growing with the cards that you love. With slab packs, you can rip a wide range of packs starting at $25 and up. Every pack has grails that are at least 20 times the price of the pack. And once you open your pack, you get the excitement of seeing what you pulled instantly. Each slab then added to your showroom immediately. It's available for listing and auction, trading, or simply showcasing. With every slab pack, Arena Club will make you an instant offer for your card based on its market value. That's right. There's no guessing. There's no waiting. You get an instant offer for the estimated fair market value. Accept it on the spot. It's simple. It's fast. It's risk-free. Right now, you actually get 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/baseball today. If you use that code baseball today, it's going to help you save 20% on your first slab pack or card purchase. So go do that today. All right. Rumor time. Bob Nightingale of USA Today put out a column among his 10 most interesting offseason storylines. Possible trade candidates, a bunch of the usual suspects were out there, Alcantara, Sonny Gray, Nolan Arenado. And then there was one name kind of slipped there in the middle of the list, and we went, he put out there Fernando Tatis Jr. What % chance do you give of Tatis getting dealt by the Padres this offseason?
Low. I'm not good with percentages. People who watch my content know that. Low percentage.
Low percentage.
I think
Digits?
low percentage. So
10%?
is like 15 a low percent?
Yeah, that's pretty low.
15%. I understand why a team would shop him, because I think that you could get a king's ransom for a guy like Fernando Tatis Jr. You know, I know he's owed a lot of money, and I'm looking at it right now. He still has $292 million coming his way. But we're seeing contracts all around baseball that make this look not so bad. Like $36 million, that's going to be at the end. That's 30 through 35 with him. I don't think that's that bad. And this is like a perennial, in my mind, MVP candidate. A guy that has not only the on-field skill, but the marketability for you, and can bring people to your yard to see him play. He's one of the few guys I believe people will search out to go watch play, especially when he's playing up to his standard. So I don't think it's going to happen. I think I understand why they would look at it. And the only thing that's weird about this, and what makes me say like almost absolutely not, is if you were going to go like full, like you're trading him, you want to start like a rebuild, get your farm system going, you wouldn't have traded for Mason Miller and traded your top prospects, right? Or would you trade Mason Miller as well and get them all back?
Okay. Well, I look at this first and foremost. He's got a no trade through 2028. So that means that he would have to waive that. And then it becomes a partial no trade. I think it's 13 teams. But at that point, we're pretty close to getting him 10-5 rights. So you have to go knock on Fernando's door and say, or just pick up the phone, AJ. That's fine too. And say, hey, we've got a deal in place. Would you like to go to X? And he'll say, yeah, I kind of dig San Diego. I'm good.
I think he'd be very much willing to go somewhere, because the teams that would be after a guy like Fernando Tatis Jr., I think, are places that he'd want to play.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, look, right up the freeway. I hate saying it. People are gonna hate that. Oh yeah, you think that's you think that that's far fetched? You're out of your mind.
You think that AJ Preller would want to dance with the devil?
I don't think he'd want to. I think if I'm just saying they're one of the teams that would offer, and they have I think the system to get it done and the money.
So,
But forget the Dodgers. I don't want to bring the Dodgers. People are gonna be so mad at me. Oh, it's an interdivision. I get that. So that's very unlikely that's going to happen. I'm just saying the other teams that would trade for this guy would probably be perennial playoff teams.
Boston,
Toronto. I think that'd be a lot of fun for him to go up there. Him and Vladdy. How fun would that be?
So do you think if you're Tatis and you hear this rumor, would you be proactive and go to AJ Preller and say, here's 4 teams that you can interact with this offseason?
No, you don't do anything.
No? Nothing?
You don't do anything. Why would you do anything?
It's interesting.
Unless you want to go somewhere.
See, I think that there's a lot of teams that could give San Diego what it wants to keep it in contention. I don't think it's as simple as replenishing a farm system.
Sure. That he would require major league ready talent as well. Yes.
Yeah, but Boston's got a ton of guys that could help San Diego maybe even get further than they did this year. I mean, they lost in the wild card round to the Cubs.
Ooh, this Boston fans are going to hate this. And I'm just throwing this out there. I haven't even thought about it. Roman Anthony for Fernando Tatis Jr. straight up.
Straight up?
Yeah. You got a guy who's a freak that's making no money.
Who says no?
I think Boston. I think. Is that crazy? Am I stupid? I could be stupid.
It might be Tatis who says no.
Off-season brain, people.
Yeah. It's fun to do, though.
Is that a crazy question? Dan, you're a weirdo. Is that a crazy question?
Well.
Okay, now it's just not talking. Okay.
Yeah. Now Dan's just throwing out Bronx bullshit. So we don't. That's where we put the kibosh on.
Comment down below. Coach Trev, you're an idiot or a genius.
Ooh.
That's going to be a tough one for me.
I like kind of a vote on that one. Could be both. We might even have a C.
Both. Well, I guess the only reason a Boston team would do that is, right-handed stick.
Mm-hmm.
And you have him under contract for that long. But you could also just make an offer to Roman Anthony. If you gave him this offer, he'd take it.
Oh, hell yeah, he would.
So.
Interesting.
Maybe I'm an idiot.
Maybe. Probably not, though. All right, let's move on to this. This story broke on Sunday and then continued on Monday. As Cleveland pitcher Luis Ortiz, he was in federal court on Monday to face charges that he took bribes with teammate Emmanuel Clase in order to help friends back in the Dominican Republic with prop bets. Clase reportedly out of the country. He has yet to be officially arrested. Now, attorneys for both of the pitchers say that their clients claim their innocence. According to a 23-page indictment, the criminal activity dates back to 2023 with Clase. He then lured Ortiz into the mischief when he joined Cleveland this past season. As a result, Major League Baseball made an announcement on Monday. They are capping prop bets at $200. By the way, the benefactor of Clase's and Ortiz's alleged fraud reportedly made more than $450,000. A lot of people were waiting for a response from me on Sunday. I was obviously knee-deep in the NFL, and I did not feel like reading a 23-page indictment while I was at work. So I figured I would save it for this day. So I guess let me start with this, because it is my team.
Did you read 23 pages?
Yeah, I did.
Good for you.
I did. And a lot of it was covered in, people pulled bits and pieces.
Sure, that's what I read.
So a lot of it was available on whatever social media channels you use. I think first and foremost, I didn't feel betrayed. Like, we as fans want to feel like players care as much about the results as we do. And that's quite frankly not true. I have to be honest with you. We put our heart and soul into it for decades and decades. And players, to no disrespect to theirs, it is a job. They might be passionate. They might want to win every time they get out there. But at the end of the day, they're not going over. You guys aren't going over games the way that we are. It just sticks in our soul. So first and foremost, I have to get that out there, that we as fans care. And you say, I feel betrayed by him. Why didn't he want to win? Well, I think he probably wanted to win. He didn't want to win on those pitches because he wanted to win money. On the other hand, how dumb do you have to be? If these allegations are true, what in the hell, particularly Clase, who at that point in 2023 was not making what he was delivering based on the contract he had signed. But he knew what he was guaranteed down the line. So what in the world would make you want to do it just because you thought that you could outsmart the system? It just doesn't make sense from that standpoint. And the people I feel the worst for are the people in that clubhouse. That's who I feel terribly for. And I can't even contact any of these guys. I don't think they even want to talk about it. I think they're sad. I think they're hurt. And I think they're embarrassed that this went on.
Oh, okay. Number one, about players not caring. I have said this many times.
I didn't say not caring. I said not caring as much as
I don't think that's necessarily true. I think guys care immensely, but there is a selfishness, without a doubt, when you get to that level, because it takes a long time and you beat crazy odds to get to that level. So when you get there, you want to maximize your return on your investment because you just gave away a lot of years of your life, and it's a pipe dream. And a lot of guys of overwhelming, I am good with statistics here, 95% of guys leave this game with nothing. You play in the minor leagues for 6 years, you leave this game with nothing. So you're taking that chance, you make it. So then it becomes, yes, like number one, I would say, find me a guy that says they care more about winning ball games than taking care of their family. And I'm like, I don't really believe you. Like, I think family comes first. So there is that aspect to it where, yes, you want to have personal success so you can make some money because you just made it. Now it's time to capitalize on it. And that's, people are always saying, hey, like, how much money do you need? This, that, like the Bieber thing has brought this up. Like opting into 12 million, I understand is a lot of money, but to give away 40 or 50, not one person that's in his shoes would do the same thing. I'm just telling you,
right.
Like that's a crazy story to me. So I do think there is, you prioritize personal success and then it comes to winning. And to the media, you're going to say, oh, it's all about winning for me. Great. And it is. It's a lot about winning. It has to be. But in your heart, it's like, I need to be successful for me and my family.
And that's my point.
What you're trying to say.
I have no problem with that. I want to get that right. I don't look at players as selfish. It's what you do, and you should maximize that.
Imagine, put yourself in your job and say, oh, I won't make as much money as you guys are going to give me now.
Right.
Nah, just do it for the love of the job. No, man.
Right.
2, I think, was how stupid is he? Very, like, incredibly dumb, because how easy that is to cross-reference. Hey, this pitch, we have pitch tracking data every second of every day. Oh, this pitch was X amount worse than any other pitch he throws. Okay, wow, this is weird. A $10,000 or $5,000 bet came in on this pitch. Oh, like that's so easy to track. Like, are you kidding me? So this is what I think happened, Chris. And again, I don't know any of this for sure. This is just my brain working right here. Sometimes, and I've also had experience with these mafia guys coming into our clubhouse and talking about how easy it is to get caught up in stuff like this. And this guy was talking about college basketball players. I forget his name. We had him almost every single season, scared the shit out of me every time we talked. I think they probably got something on Clase. Maybe they saw him doing something he wasn't supposed to do. Maybe they got into his social media and saw him like something. Like, they can get you in certain ways, and they'll say, hey, if you want this out in public,
Right.
sure, we'll put it out in public, or you can do this for us. And it's that easy to get caught up. So I am assuming that's what happened, because you can't be making $5,000 on a pitch, willing to give away. He was going to make 6.4 next year million, and then there's a team option for 10 for the next 2 years and $2 million in buyout. So another guaranteed $10.4 million. And you're not going to give that away for $5,000 a pitch. You're not, unless you're really stupid.
Yeah, unless you don't understand risk and reward.
It's unbelievable to me. But this is a guy who did give away some of his contract, right? He signed one of those deals where the company paid him an upfront portion of money for a percentage of his later contract. So I don't know, man.
It's disheartening. It's now happened to two of the big four sports over the last month. Obviously, the NBA with Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups and Damon Jones all being looked at by the feds as well. I mean, it's getting scarier and uglier, and we know that we as a company have a relationship with, online betting. We get it. We understand it. But there are also parameters that you understand when you are an athlete of what you can and can't do. So, yes, is it now easier than ever to go place a bets, to have access because you could just do everything right here? 100%. Be silly for us to not mention that. But there are rules and regulations, and I've told you guys, I've been very upfront about what the legalities are for me as an NFL employee. I can't set foot in a sports book. I'm not allowed to walk in there. Forget about placing a bet. I can't walk in there. If I go and cover a Raiders game, I can't even sit at a blackjack table. Now, I can when I'm in Vegas at my own dime. If I want to go play roulette or any sort of card game, I'm allowed to. But my point is, parameters. And baseball players, as Trev just told us, you guys have the speech and the clause every year.
Oh, I can't. Third thing you brought up, feel bad for his teammates. I don't feel bad. Get rid of this guy. Like, if he's that much of a dummy.
I know, but wouldn't you feel a little betrayed by somebody or not? I guess that's my point.
I also don't think he was throwing games.
I don't either.
So no, I don't feel betrayed in that aspect. Like, he's throwing the first pitch ball, essentially, is what it was. Again, and maybe he's not a dummy. Maybe they had something on him, and they were like, that's where my mind went to right away, just because we got that speech so often. But it's when you look at all the numbers and like you said, the risk reward, like, what are we doing? Like, go, you know what you could do for $5,000, Emmanuel Clase? Go sign autographs. Like, you can sit down and have a signing and make $5,000, and it's going to take you an hour and a half, and you're not going to face 60 years in prison.
I don't really want to bring this up, but since we're here, if somebody had listened to me last offseason, this would not have been my team's problems.
Say that, yeah. Well, it's not like they're on the hook for the money.
I guess they'll get out from under that now, but
100%. But there's no prospects or anybody in return. So,
do you know what you could have gotten for Emmanuel Clase last offseason?
Yeah, I know. Yankees would have given a fortune for him.
Yeah, they would have. They would have. Well, whatever. Today's episode sponsored by Mando. It's official. Holidays right around the corner. That means lights, gifts, gets-togethers. Mando has countless benefits. It's clinically proven 72-hour odor control, safe for the whole body, and stops odor before it starts. Mando comes in a number of formats like invisible spray, solid stick, invisible cream. Comes in 4 cologne quality scents like bourbon leather, Mount Fuji, Pro Sport, Clover Woods. That's not to be confused with Tiger Woods. It's Clover Woods. Mando, the perfect gift. And trust me, after using it, you might just want to gift some to yourself as well. Mando's starter pack. It's perfect for new customers or to secure some last-minute stocking stuffers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, a cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, and free shipping. And as a special offer for our listeners, new customers get 20% off site-wide with our exclusive code. All you have to do is use JM Baseball at shopmando.com, 20% off site-wide and free shipping. Once again, that is spelled SHOPMANDO.com. Please support our show. Tell them that we sent you. Mando's got you covered. Protect your pits. Smell great while doing it as well this holiday season. All right. Last bit of news we're keeping our eye on here on this Tuesday. Tatsuya Imai. He is expected to be posted by the Cebu Lions over in Japan. Does the success and, in some case, dominance of Japanese player in the postseason make you more interested in his impending free agency?
I mean, I'm already interested in it. I think that I mean, obviously, what Yamamoto just did, you can say, hey, can we get one of those guys on our team? I think about it from a marketing standpoint almost more than anything right now. I want a piece of the Japanese pie. I do. These guys are great. Number one, they can play. Like, they can play. Number
Yep.
two, they're all great teammates. They're all great clubhouse guys. They're all great role models. And guess what? They come with a huge market already attached to them. So it's like a no-brainer right now to go out and sign a guy who, if you have a pitching need, which every team does, like I'm all in. I think it's a savvy business move. I mean, you might think you're overpaying. You're not. Like, that is a savvy business move. So go get these guys. I'm serious about this. I think they are everything you want in a baseball player and someone to represent your organization. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not one bit. And this guy, now all I've seen are highlights, right? I haven't watched any Cebu Lions games, so I'll be the first to admit that. He has got a little fire to him. When you watch him kind of walk off the mound, he's got a little bit of a hop. He's yell.
Does he have
He's
bell-bottom
emotional.
pants on? Like, I'm in.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff. Upper 90s. They say that he's more Senga-ish than anything. Great.
Yeah,
Put him near the top of the rotation. Sign me up. They also said that he could earn between an $80 or $200 million contract. That sounds like a very wide range.
Excuse me.
I don't know where we came up with those numbers. That makes it sound like, okay, just to pick a number between 10 million and 200 million. I mean, why did we come up with 80 or 200? That's a
Dude, talk to the Dodgers about what Shohei has brought business wise them. And I
oh, well.
understand this is different level.
Yeah, that's a shooting star.
I know it's not that different. Like, the Japanese market's a real thing, and it is hot as ever.
Yep. 27 years old, went 10-5 in ERA under 2, 178 strikeouts, just 45 walks, which is a big part of his game. His walks per 9 has gone down significantly in recent years, so that's something that he has harnessed. Looks like a lot of fun, so obviously we'll be watching that. And we'll see whether or not he gets drafted in our free agency draft, which I believe comes out in Talking Baseball on Wednesday. We did that.
I don't know if I like
Jake?
mine. You guys did the rules. I didn't do the rules.
Well,
That's
That's
my
your
fault. It's my fault.
well, you all can make fun of Trev in the comments.
And you also all said that was going to happen.
It's
And it
true.
did.
We did, and you're right. We nailed it. Congratulations to a couple of big leaguers. A lot of guys get married in the offseason. It's a very good time to choose because you really can't take a week off during the season. Spencer Torkelson and his bride and their little sweet little pooch. Look at that. And then Matt Festa, who is a reliever for the Cleveland Guardians, and his
What the
wife
heck?
is holding an owl.
Is that their owl?
I don't know. I could not find. Do we give her like props, extra points for doing this?
What do you call a bird person?
What
Is
do you
there some
mean, like a
words like
bird
for a
lover?
bird trainer?
I don't
I
know.
don't know, man. It's kind of creepy, kind of cool. Like, owls are creepy.
Yeah, I'm not so sure I
They
do
can
the
rotate their head completely around.
the dog thing I get, right? Members of the family. I've seen dogs be ring bearers. Like, this is adorable.
It's kind of cute.
But the owl thing is a little freaky.
Yeah, it is. If we're being honest, like, the more I look at this picture, I'm like, what's the dynamic here?
She's got the glove on. She's got the owl glove.
They look great.
They do.
Look great. Very happy for them. I need the backstory on the owl. It's got to be
Yeah.
their owl. There's no way there's just a random owl.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do a little digging
A
on
pet owl doesn't seem like something you'd want.
I know.
Do you know that we in our neighborhood put up many owl homes, like bird houses for owls, barn owls, because it's a natural way to decrease like a rodent population. We're not allowed to spray
Got
or
it.
like whatever.
Got it. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so we have owls all over the place, and
Can I
sometimes
just-
you'll see little bunny carcasses just scattered around because they like to eat bunnies.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Who was responsible for making those?
Ooh, I don't know.
You
I
didn't
think
follow along.
you could donate and buy one.
Okay. I'm not really that interested in the story.
Or
I
they
just wanted to
came
get
like
the
there was a
question.
company, you buy them, and then
You
someone
didn't
puts
hear
them
me,
up.
did you? I said, who was responsible?
I mean, I know, but I'm giving you the answer too. I got the joke, bruh.
Yeah, but you just
We
totally
also
ran
have bats in my neighborhood. I have this one bat every night at dusk. Swims or starts flying right around my pool. It's awesome.
Swims,
No,
backstroke,
flies. I say swims.
gets those bat wings going in there.
My pool's heated right now. Want to go?
All right. We're back at it again on Friday, where we're going to wrap up awards week, see if there's any shockers over there over the next few days, and going to dive knee deep into free agency. Don't forget to tune in to Talking Baseball, see how we did in our free agency draft, who's got the best squad, who's a knucklehead. There's a lot of answers. I can't wait to watch it myself on Wednesday to relive the nightmare of Team Rose. You okay over there? You look laser focused.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell this owl's about.
Okay. In the meantime, quick shout out to our friends over at Nike. Baseball buttoned up, but it's not too late to rep your team and celebrate another season down. So go check out our affiliate link in the description below. Shop some amazing Nike gear. You will look great. All right. Are you okay?
I can't find. I'm just very curious about this.
All right.
owl.
That'll do it. I got to go work out with Michelle. We do a couples work.
Tell Michelle I said hello.
I certainly will. You do the same with Livia.
I will.
And Teddy and Isla. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, that is the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose. We will see you Friday again here on Baseball Today.